Buying versus renting a house is an age-old debate that many people struggle with all over the world. It's a decision that can be both exciting and daunting, as the dream of owning a home is something that many of us have grown up with. However, with the ever-increasing prices of homes, it's difficult to decide which route is the best for you. On one hand, buying a home can provide a sense of security, stability, and pride of ownership. But with the rise in house prices, is it truly worth the investment? Is it even possible? On the other hand, renting can provide more flexibility and generally comes with a lower financial risk, but is it the smarter choice in the long run? These questions can create a lot of confusion and uncertainty. That's why we decided to take an in-depth look at the pros and cons of both buying and renting, so you can make an informed decision. But before we dive into the topic, hello and welcome back to our channel, Wealth Shack. And if you're new here, please like and subscribe. On this channel, we are helping hardworking people like you to get more out of your hard-earned money by showing you how to use your money in the most effective way. With that being said, let's dive into the video when considering your options. It's essential to consider the benefits and drawbacks of both buying and renting, and then decide what's best for you based on your needs and requirements. First, let's talk about the pros and cons of renting. Pros of renting. 1. Carries a lower financial risk than buying. Homeowners have to prepare for numerous expenses when they purchase a house, including a down payment, closing costs, and a mortgage. But when you rent, the financial risk is significantly lower. As a renter, you're only responsible for paying your rent and a security deposit. This means you don't have to worry about the cost and hassle of maintaining and repairing your home, as that is the responsibility of the landlord. Additionally, if you're a homeowner and interest rates go up, it can significantly increase your monthly mortgage payments and make it harder for you to afford your home. But with renting, you don't have to worry about fluctuating interest rates. Your rent remains the same, making it easier to budget for your living expenses. So in short, if you opt for renting a house, you will tend to have lower financial risk than if you were buying a house. 2. May be able to live in an area you couldn't buy. Renting a house can open up a whole new world of possibilities when it comes to where you can live. With renting, you are not limited to only being able to live in the neighborhoods that you can afford to buy in. You may be able to live in a high-end neighborhood or a city with a high cost of living that you otherwise couldn't afford to buy in. Imagine living in the city's heart, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of city life, or in a luxurious gated community that you've always dreamed of, all without having to break the bank in the form of a mortgage deposit. Renting gives you the flexibility to live in areas that you couldn't buy in and experience a lifestyle that you might not have been able to afford otherwise. So, if you're looking to live in a high-end neighborhood or a city with a high cost of living, renting may be your best option. 3. Don't have to worry about maintenance and repairs. Many homeowners deal with unexpected repairs and maintenance issues that can be costly and time-consuming. When you own a house, you're responsible for everything that goes on inside and out. From replacing a broken window to fixing a leaky faucet, it's all on you. But you don't have to worry about any of that when you rent. As a renter, the responsibility of maintaining and repairing the property lies with the landlord. 4. Flexibility to move. Renting also gives you the flexibility to move when you want. When you own a house, you're making a long-term commitment that can be difficult to get out of. Selling a house can take time and can be a stressful process, especially in a down market. But when you rent, you have the flexibility to move when you want, whether it's for a job opportunity, change in personal circumstances, or simply because you want a change of scenery. As a renter, you're not tied down to one location and you can easily move to a new place when your lease is up. This means you can take advantage of new job opportunities, explore new places, or simply try out a different lifestyle without any long-term commitment. This can be a great option for those who are unsure of where they want to settle down, or for those who want to experience different parts of the country or even the world. Cons of renting. 1. By renting, you're paying off your landlord's mortgage rather than your own. One of the biggest downsides to renting is that you're not building equity in a property. Instead, you're paying off your landlord's mortgage. When you rent a house, you're essentially paying someone else's mortgage. Every month, your rent payment is going towards paying off your landlord's mortgage and building their equity. But what about your own equity? When you rent, you're not building any equity of your own. This means that you're not building any wealth or equity for yourself through your rent payments. Furthermore, renting can also be a financial burden in the long run as the rent may increase over the years, which means you'll be paying more and more for the same property. but without any return on investment. 2. You won't benefit if the property grows in value over time. When you rent, you don't benefit if the property increases in value over time. As a renter, you will be paying monthly rent, but you will not be seeing any return on your investment, as all the appreciation belongs to the landlord. This implies that you're not only paying for someone else's mortgage and living space, but you're also missing out on the potential gain in the property's value over time. 3. A rental property isn't yours, so you can't decorate or make changes. Another big disadvantage of renting is the fact that a rental property isn't yours, so you can't decorate or make changes to it. Imagine wanting to paint your living room or install a new light fixture, but not being able to because it's not your property. It's like renting a hotel room, but you can't make it feel like home. You're limited by the owner's choices, and you can't personalize the space according to your own taste and preferences. It can be frustrating, and you may not feel at home. Now that we've discussed the pros and cons of renting, let's have a look at the other side, which is buying. Pros of buying. 1. You could benefit from capital growth in your home over the long term. Buying a house can be a daunting task, but it also comes with its benefits. One of the biggest benefits of buying a house is that you could benefit from capital growth over the long term. Imagine owning a house and watching it grow in value over the years. It's like planting a seed and watching it grow into a beautiful tree. Not only will you have a roof over your head, but you will also have an asset that can appreciate in value, providing you with a financial gain in the long run. It's a win-win situation where you have a place to call home, and you also have an investment that has the potential to grow. 2. It's your home, so you can decorate it and make changes that suit you. Buying a house is not just an investment. It's an opportunity to create a place that truly reflects who you are and how you want to live. When you own a house, it's yours to decorate, personalize, and make changes to. You can finally let your imagination run wild and create a space that is uniquely you. Imagine being able to paint your walls in your favorite colors, install light fixtures you've always wanted, and create a backyard oasis. It's like having a blank canvas to create your own masterpiece. You can make your home look and feel like how you want it to. It's not just a financial investment. It's an investment in your happiness and well-being. 3. You have the added security of owning your own home. No one to kick you out. When you own a home, you have the added security of knowing that it's yours and no one can kick you out, providing you keep up with your rent payments. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with that. You don't have to worry about landlords raising your rent or giving you notice to vacate. You don't have to worry about being evicted. Your home is your sanctuary, a place where you can feel safe and secure. It's a place where you can make memories with your loved ones and where you can come back to after a long day. You can call it yours, where you can put down roots and create a sense of belonging. It's the one place in the world where you truly feel like you belong, and you have the added security of knowing that it's yours and no one can take it away from you. Cons of buying. 1. Interest rates can go up, which means you may end up paying more on your mortgage. When it comes to buying a house, one drawback is the fact that interest rates can go up, which means you may end up paying more on your mortgage. Imagine signing a mortgage with a certain interest rate, and then a few years down the line, the interest rate goes up, and suddenly you're paying more on your mortgage than you expected. This can be a financial burden as it can make it more difficult to budget and plan for the future. It can also mean that you're paying more for the same property over time, which can be frustrating and make you feel like you're not getting a good return on your investment. It's important to keep in mind that interest rates can fluctuate, and it's a factor that must be considered when buying a house. A way to mitigate the interest rate risk is to get a fixed mortgage interest rate. 2. You must pay an initial deposit. Buying a house is a big financial commitment, and the drawback is the fact that you have to pay a deposit. A deposit can be a significant amount of money, and it's difficult to save up for it. Typically, mortgage lenders require 10% of the property price as a deposit. So, if a house costs $300,000, you will have to put a deposit of $30,000 down. A lot of money, right? Imagine having to put aside a large chunk of money just to secure the house you want. It can be daunting and make you question whether you're ready to take on such a big financial responsibility. Deposits can be in the tens of thousands, and that requires a lot of saving for the average individual. 3. Selling a home can take time, which means it can be difficult to move quickly when you own your property. Buying a house can be a great investment, but it also comes with its own drawbacks, one of which is that selling a home can take time, which means it can be difficult to move quickly when you own your property. As we've already discussed, this can be frustrating and can make you feel trapped in your own home. It can also make it difficult to plan for the future and take advantage of new opportunities that may come your way. It's important to keep in mind that the real estate market can be unpredictable and the process of selling a house can take time. But it's also important to remember that owning a home is a long-term investment, and sometimes it requires a bit of patience. 4. Additional costs of maintenance. No doubt, owning a house comes with a lot of perks, but it also comes with its own set of responsibilities, one of which is the additional cost of maintenance. When you own a home, you're responsible for all the repairs and maintenance, whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, replacing the roof, or repainting the exterior. These costs can add up quickly and can be a financial burden. 5. It can be seen as a liability. A liability can be defined as something that takes money out of your pocket. A house is something that takes money out in the form of rent and house maintenance costs. Sure, your house goes up in value over the years, but how about all the money spent on maintaining the house out of your personal pocket? As opposed to buying a house to rent out, the income you receive from tenants can be used to offset those maintenance costs while having money left over. This is the reason why many describe a residential home as a liability. To summarize, both renting and buying a home have their pros and cons. Ultimately, the decision of whether to rent or buy a home is a personal one and should be based on your current financial situation and lifestyle needs. We hope that this video has helped you understand the pros and cons of both options and that you'll be able to make an informed decision. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe and smash the like button, and we will see you in the next video.